Hey, my name is Bobby. I'm the founder of Tam to Target, and this is part 3 of our video series that is a free cold outbound prospecting guide for K-12 companies. Okay. So if you're selling into the K-12 space, you're obviously sending cold emails and they're going to spam. And I'm going to help you fix it today. Okay. So here's a situation. You're sending to school leaders, district leaders, your copy is solid, your list is targeted, you double verified things like you learned about in my last video. And my best guess is that you're getting crickets back, right? Really low reply rates, probably nothing positive. And a lot of the reason is that they're actually not even seeing your emails because they're not in the inbox, they're in spam. K-12 schools and districts have insane spam filters, right? Like it's worse than any other industry out there. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why that happens, how to fix it before you ruin your domain reputation for good. Okay. So deliverability, first off, is not just a technical issue. If you are a sales rep, an SDR, VP of sales, whatever, you know that email deliverability down the line is actually like a pipeline killer, right? Because if your emails aren't hitting inboxes, then nothing about your copy matters. Nothing about your follow-up email matters, right? Your call to action is not even being read. Okay, so it screws up your entire metrics around trying to figure out what your message market fit is and how well your product can possibly help the people that you're reaching out to. So you have to have like strong at-bats of actually landing your emails in order to even understand whether or not these specific metrics are realistic. Okay, so your margin for error is really tiny here. We need to make sure that you're landing in the primary box. So here's what hurts your deliverability. Okay, first off, the number one thing that I'm seeing out there in K-12 land is that you are still sending emails like you were 5 years ago. 500 emails out of your primary domain, and you're using SalesLoft, and you're sending so many emails that everything's going straight to spam. And it can actually lead to the point where your primary domain, the one that your sales reps are actually using to send emails to people in their pipeline or existing customers, that domain can get killed. And this is not just like scary doom and gloom. I've worked at a company where that actually happened, and it cost tens of thousands of dollars to fix. And we had to switch to a whole new domain simply because of this type of problem where we were sending out so many emails. Okay. So let me tell you the exact deliverability setup that we use at Tam to Target so that you can figure out what you can do at your company to help change the way that you're doing outbound emails. Okay. First off, let's talk about email providers. You're probably sitting there and you are logging into G Suite or Outlook for your primary email. And that's great. Nothing about that has to change. But what you have to do is you have to do kind of two things for your infrastructure. The first thing is you're going to buy secondary domains. So my primary domain is tamtotarget.com, but we also own hundreds of secondary domains like gettamtotarget.com, trytamtotarget.com, etc. We own hundreds of those, and then we set up email boxes for each of those domains, and we use a really good sequencer like SmartLead or Email Bison to send out our emails. Okay, it's a really different change from what you're probably used to in K-12, where you're using something like SalesLoft or Outreach, which doesn't really support this type of like domain switching and email box rotation. So you have to kind of rethink the way that you have your infrastructure. At Tam to Target, we use 5 different email providers across all of those different domains. So we have Google and Microsoft. We use Hypertide, Scaled Mail, and MailReef. The reason we have 5 is because if Google over here suddenly puts Gemini, their AI tool, into their spam detection process, which they did a few months ago, it completely changed the way that Google, that we were sending out from Google and into Google, really. But we still have these 4 left over, okay? So you're basically spreading yourself out to protect your sending ability, okay? So think about if you can diversify your email infrastructure. We do it across 5 different providers. The next thing has to do with email warm-up. So we use Email Bison and SmartLead to automate our warm-up. Warm-up basically is the process of taking a new email box and making it look like it's a legitimate email that's used for regular communication. By doing that, you're going to be able to land in the primary box a lot quicker. and a lot more efficiently. Okay. The next thing is around ramp up. You can't just suddenly throw out 100 emails from these boxes, even after warm up. You slowly are going to bring your email sends up, and you're really not going to send more than like 10 emails from each of these boxes. And that's a number you can think of for your Google and Microsoft boxes. Providers like Hypertide actually have a different setup where you're only sending like one email from the boxes, but they can help you set up if you end up working with them. Okay. The next thing goes back to the last video, is around double verification. So if your email lists are double verified and you have this whole infrastructure set up, then you're going to be landing in the primary box. The last piece is around actual sending. You do not want to send emails the same way you were doing in the past, with rich HTML text and all sorts of colors and images and videos and all that kind of crap. Like, you got to stop. Sorry, marketing team, but we're not going to do it anymore. So you're going to be sending these emails as plain text. They are going to look like emails that are coming from a colleague, and the spam filters are going to ignore them because they look like real emails. Okay. So no open tracking, no link tracking, plain text emails only. And if you're sitting over there like, whoa, how will I know if my emails are doing well if I don't know how many people opened it? Who cares how many people opened it? Really? Who cares how many people opened your email? What actually matters is how many people wrote back and said, yeah, I would like to learn some more information about this. Because nothing else matters, right? That's a positive reply. It's the only thing that you should be worried about when it comes down to your cold email. Okay. So no more open tracking. It's killing your deliverability, and it's making it so that people are not even reading your damn emails, right? So stop with that. Okay. Now, this is not theory. We have run dozens of campaigns at once with this same exact methodology. And if you go and you listen to any other email deliverability guru out there, they're going to be talking about this same exact setup. Okay. If you don't protect your domain, you're done. It's just not going to work anymore. Okay. So setup is super important. It's the invisible part of outbound that is really separating amateurs from pros. And when you get it right, your reply rates are going to change like that. Okay. So in the next video, let me dive into actual copy, how to write cold emails that get replies from soups, principals, decision makers, all of that. And I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about deliverability, just let me know. You can put a comment down below, find me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to help you. Thanks for watching.